Halloween, time for me to cream. These are my top 5 Halloween hidden gems, volume 2. It's juice and jam time.
Can't wait to eat an extra double large popcorn, super-sized soda, and jumbo chocolate bar. Me too.
You can't eat that. Chocolate is poison for dogs.
As many times as Scooby Doo gets played on TV or gets a new special, here's one that no one ever talks about and from what I can gather only aired about 2 times. 2001's Night of the Living Doo, a 15-minute long special split up and played during commercials on Halloween night. And it's in the style of the new Scooby Doo movies TV series, recycling footage with new animation added in, very much like Space Ghost Coast to Coast or Sea Lab 2021.
Today the gang meets Gary Coleman, David Cross, and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
I think in retrospect we can see why naming your 1972 show the New Scooby-Doo Films was a bad idea. Watch your back, new Super Mario Brothers. You're gonna look so stupid in 20 years.
Fred, it's Gary Coleman.
Night of the Living Doo is one big self-mockery of Scooby. Like any Scooby-Doo plot, the gang end up staying the night in a haunted hotel while meeting special guests the kids watching this would have no idea are, such as comedian David Cross from HBO's Mr. Show. I didn't really find it all that funny as a 9-year-old child, but now, as a man-child, this is hilarious. It was clearly geared more for adults.
Don't listen to the rumors. There are no zombies here.
Zombies!
Besides, you'll be fixed and on your way in the morning.
You have to remember pre-Adult Swim Cartoon Network. The channel acknowledged adults watch animation too, especially if it's a cartoon from their childhood. So we got all these repurposed kids cartoons from the 70s remade for adults. Night of the Living Doo was one of the few attempts at an adult-oriented Scooby-Doo that God made. It was written and directed by Casper Kelly, co-creator of Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, Too Many Cooks, and Stroker and Hoop. That was a great show. Hearing that resume, this special makes a lot more sense. Now, as a bonus for this top 5, here's another forgotten Scooby-Doo special.
Hello, I'm Velma Dinkley, and this is a documentary of one of our mysteries. That's Scooby-Doo, Red Jones, and Daphne Blake.
Hey, how you doing?
The Scooby Doo Project, a parody of the Blair Witch Project, also played during commercials in one big Halloween marathon in 1999. It's what you'd expect from a parody, except this mixes in live action and animation surprisingly well. Impressive this was done only 3 months after Blair Witch released in theaters, but the mood of these are a bit unsettling when they're showing forensics silently looking over evidence of the Scooby Gang that are implied dead in this special. Maybe that's why Cartoon Network leaves this special buried.
The abandoned Groovy van was found days ago beside a dirt road. Search parties have spent several days searching the woods and found hundreds of...
Nickelodeon, the Angry Beavers had the most standard concept of 2 animal friends / brothers who hang out and weird stuff happens. That concept could apply to 100 cartoons, but overused concepts are totally fine when the execution of that concept is done well. I think the best example of the series that falls in that line was the Halloween special, The Day the World Got Really Screwed Up. The Beavers, Daggett and Norbert, are trick-or-treating the day before Halloween, idiots, until they walk into the home of their favorite fictional movie star, Oxnard Montalvo. Due to a meteor strike, the Beavers and these movie stars end up inside a black and white B-movie.
Toluca, run for it! The Doc and I will hold them off as long as we can hold them.
You don't see enough of them, but the monsters got such a rad design, and everyone besides the Beavers are drawn in this limited but overly detailed Johnny Quest style. Oxnard Montalvo is voiced by Tom Kane, the man behind Professor Utonium. He is so campy and buffoonish.
We're all in the middle of a big pickle.
What kind of pickle, Doc?
Picture the largest gherkin you've ever seen.
For all the creatures and environments that were only used for this one episode, they really went all out. I imagine this would be one of the hardest episodes to produce in the series. Angry Beavers, The Day the World Got Really Screwed Up is probably the best Halloween special Nickelodeon ever produced.
That was close! As usual, your brilliance is blinding.
Thank you.
You know, sir, I like you much better with my glasses off.
You put your glasses back on and face the facts.
Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas is the John Cusack of Christmas specials. What does that even mean? I don't fucking know. It's 4 AM when I write this, but you get the idea. While the world con airs the Grinch, it seems like we all forgot the Grinch had other specials, like 1977's Halloween is Grinch Night, released 11 years after the Christmas special. Why was this forgotten? Upon watching it for the first time to make this video, I can see why. It has no reason to take place on Halloween. Grinch Night involves the weather getting a little windy, and this angers the Grinch, who's coming down there. What's he gonna do when he gets down there? But who knows? He's coming down there. The overall Halloween spirit just isn't here.
It's a wonderful night for eyebrows.
Wait, he can talk?
He can talk, he can talk, he can talk.
I can sing!
Yeah, the Grinch can sing too. Unlike the Christmas special, Grinch Night is less of a narrated fairy tale poem and more of a traditional story with a few musical interludes. It's just okay.
I wouldn't go out on a night like this for $1.50.
So is this a sequel or a prequel? Why is he still feared? The Grinch learned to love Christmas. Did he announce to the Whovians, you know, Christmas ain't so bad. I'm sorry I stole your stuff. But fuck Halloween, I hate that holiday. This special doesn't have any sort of character growth for the Grinch. He's just evil. It's really not worth tracking down except for a particular scene. One of the Who people challenges the Grinch to scare him, to which the Grinch unleashes a nightmare.
I want to get off.
You can't get off. We have 5 more continents to visit.
I don't know what was in that box, but damn, this is some of the most wicked designs I've seen from a Dr. Seuss animation. If you have any chance to watch Halloween is Grinch Night, just skip to this scene and forget the rest. Just like last year's top 5 with Repo the Genetic Opera, I want to recommend a live-action film. Here's one that's about as simple as it gets. You're with your friends, Earth is being invaded. You want to go kill some aliens and drink Capri Sun? That's all 2011's Attack the Block needs. Goonies meets Zombies Ate My Neighbors. A street gang of teens must survive the night and save their city block from invaders. Starring John Boyega as the main gang leader before he played the sweaty guy in Star Wars. It's a fun movie that flies by. The electronic music score does so much for the pacing. From what I read, 15 pages of script was cut out for budget reasons. I can see that. You get plenty of time to know the characters except for this one drug dealer antagonist. He's kinda shoehorned in. But the main threat are these fuzzy aliens that are so dark, light does not reflect off of them. Their hair is made up of the blackest of blacks. Like, how much blacker could this be? And the answer is none. None more black. These gotta be some of the most simple yet memorable monsters in recent films. Just think, what was the last iconic creature design on film that'll be remembered as our generation's xenomorph or predator? Look at Jurassic World. I had so much fun with that movie in D-Box, but do you remember the big hybrid dinosaur? Some T-Rex with spikes, I guess? That movie cost $150 million to make and they couldn't come up with a more memorable creature. Attack the Block only cost $8 million. Creativity does not have a budget. The J.J. Abrams film Super 8 came out the same year as Attack the Block. Super 8 spends the whole movie hiding the monster for all this buildup, all this mystery for what was just some retread of the Cloverfield monster. Way to recycle, JJ.
I've got one text left. This is too much madness to explain in one text.
Attack the Block is generally seen as a good movie, but I've heard much of the same complaints by people who hated it. The British accents may be too thick for some, and the characters are said to be unsympathetic or unrelatable. Our first impression of these teens are them mugging a woman at knife point. I would agree at first on hating them for being our main characters, until I learn more about them. A main character does not have to be likable, relatable, or sympathetic. They have to be understandable and interesting. You may not condone a character's criminal actions, but you can understand why they do what they do. Just look at all the other stories about drug dealers, mobsters, killers, or bank robbers. Much like those other criminals, these teens have their own morals they uphold. By the end of the movie, you'll be chanting their name with them. Because Attack the Block never played in wide-release theaters in America, possibly for those previously listed complaints, it needs more recognition.
Hey, I'm killing them in the street. Let's get tooled up, blood.
Channel 32 wishes you a happy and safe Halloween.
Say hello to your scary godmother.
My what?
Scary godmother! Ta-da!
This is one of those every friggin' year specials. The ones that play every friggin' year on TV till the end of time. 2003's Scary Godmother and 2005's Scary Godmother 2, The Revenge of Jimmy. A relatable story of a group of friends having to look over a younger sibling on Halloween night. As a form of gang initiation, the younger sibling, Hannah, must enter an abandoned house which transports her to the home of her very own Scary Godmother, where she befriends and hangs out with other spooky, wacky monsters like werewolves, vampires, and a skeleton. This guy's name is Scully Pettibone. He's literally a skeleton in the closet who keeps people's secrets safe.
Question number 1 from Emma and Abby Thompson in Lakefield, Florida. Does the skeleton sleep in the closet? Well, sweetheart, I do everything in the closet.
Oh, skeleton in the closet. Oh. These are fun little specials of characters just hanging out on Halloween with no urgency. It's very mellow.
Are you a real vampire?
Of course I'm a real vampire. Are you a real human?
Yeah, but you're just a kid.
So are you.
Do you go to school?
Sure, night school.
It's his first real human. Cute.
On a TV budget, it ain't gonna look like Pixar, but they do compensate with a lot of nice dynamic stylization and cell shading effects. But whenever I look at this movie, I'm always reminded of one of my favorite video games, Cell Damage, the car combat game in a Toon World I reviewed a while back. It's great. Stylization is good for the environment, but sometimes when they squash and stretch the characters, things become horrifying on a Cronenbergian level. Still, it does well replicating the comic book visuals illustrated by creator Jill Thompson. Hey, wait a minute. If you ask me, the sequel, Jimmy's Revenge, was superior, as it has a little more focus on Hannah's older brother, Jimmy, who in the last film was horrified after meeting the monsters. In the sequel, he's still traumatized and it's affecting how he lives his life.
Oh no.
Go ahead, eat me, Jimmy. Then on Halloween, I get to eat you.
I'm thinking back to the first Toy Story movie where the toys reveal they're alive to the evil neighbor kid Sid, thus he'll never look at toys the same way again. Pixar kind of brushed that detail under the rug, but they do acknowledge it in a deleted scene.
I'm kind of new at this toy thing, but something tells me we aren't supposed to do that.
Oh, what harm could it have done, Buzz? Just screwed him up for the rest of his life, that's all.
Scary Godmother 1 and 2 will never go away. They will play on TV forever. Unless you're one of those people who thinks you're the only sentient person in existence. Ergo, when you die, Scary Godmother dies. But at least these specials are enjoyable and very calming.
Happy Halloween to all, and to all a good fright.
They went to Cancun. We went to your brothers in Poughkeepsie.
This Halloween, find monster game pieces in Pepsi products and Doritos brand tortilla chips. The right match can win you thousands of prizes, up to $1 million.
Hands in the sink. The bad ingredients.
Look for specially marked packages. It could change your life for good.
You'll never take out the garbage.
Play Pepsi Doritos Monster Match for monster money.
Frank!